Now we're seeing new Middle East peace plans with the furthering of the Abrahamic Accords under a new Abrahamic alliance, with new, unexpected nations coming to the table. It doesn't appear, though, that this peace will last. The impossibility of a two-state solution is being pushed once again, and the state of the Middle East continues to move towards its prophetic end, revealed to us in the Book of Daniel and 2 Thessalonians. Here's the current state of the Israel-Iran situation. Trump claims a forever peace in the land of forever war, but it could be fleeting. A fragile ceasefire between Israel and Iran is holding. Brokered by Donald Trump, the truce has paused the bloodshed, but not the deeper conflict. Iran, bruised but unbroken, vows to accelerate its nuclear program while suspending cooperation with UN inspectors. Washington claims victory, boasting that Iran's enrichment capacity has been obliterated, though experts warn the knowledge and materials may have merely gone underground. The world stands on the edge of peace or escalation, uncertain whether this moment is a turning point or just the calm before a darker storm. Other leaders from other Middle Eastern countries showing a new Abrahamic alliance.
Who else is feeling good about all this, of course? It's President Trump. Went to the NATO summit there, claiming victory for brokering this deal between Iran and Israel. And on that same subject here, Marty, I do want to show you this billboard that just went up in Israel today. You can see it down in the left-hand corner of your screen right there. It's rather small, the where that's being shown there, but it says the Abraham Alliance, and it has the faces of all of the different leaders that are here in the region here. This is the big focus that is happening on the ground in the Middle East right now. Normalization. That is what the Israelis are looking for, and you see all the leaders around the region there. Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, Syria. That's the dream that people have here. That's the vision that the president has talked about, and you can see very clearly certain groups here on the ground in Israel hoping that the president will make this a priority in the Middle East here.
The president's key objectives is that the Abraham Accords be expanded, that more countries come into it, and we are working on that on my team and in coordination with the Secretary of State and the entire State Department. And we think we're going to have some pretty big announcements on countries that are now coming into the Abraham Peace Accords. And we're hoping for normalization across an array of countries that maybe people would have never contemplated would come in. So we're excited for that prospect. That will also be a stabilizer in the Middle East.
All right, I'll share the link that's Sling and Stone. I couldn't believe that there's a new Abraham Alliance, right? With more countries, more leaders coming into this. When I went to go look up this coalition for regional security, it was interesting to see what I found. So just reading the first little bit in case you can't read it. In the past year, the state of Israel has fought the most just war since its founding. Like a phoenix, the state of Israel has managed to rise from the dust, demonstrating unprecedented military power, has brought about monumental changes in the Middle East. I couldn't believe what I was reading. First, they're talking about standing alone. They show this picture and how it's not alone. I don't know. Share your thoughts, what you're thinking. But then also it talks about Israel will focus most of its resources on the head of the octopus, with the understanding that Iran is the leader of the regional chaos. I'm not doubting that Iran is chaotic, but so is Israel. I mean, and then they go on to talk about a blockade plan, accelerating cutting off the tentacles of the octopus. Wow. And then when you go and look further in here, they talk about a new regional order. Oh, that, new world order, rules-based order, right? Even our president said the world order is changing. Yeah, we've done all those videos. I mean, take a look for yourself. But the new regional order in the Middle East. Yeah, just all club members, right?
Certain groups here on the ground in Israel hoping that the president will make this a priority in the Middle East here.
When this term Abrahamic religions is brought up, it's important that we focus on the fact that Christians are the only ones who have the true revelation, the full understanding, and it's very clear to see comparing our scriptures to the Old Testament, which the Jews believe, and the Quran, which the Muslims believe. Most Jews reject Jesus as the Christ and are still looking for a Messiah to come. Islam is obviously plagiarized off of Old and New Testament scriptures. Muhammad also incorporated his own made-up beliefs that are clearly connected to biblical ones as well, just like the fact that they are still expecting a Messiah to come, one who they call the Mahdi, and they're also expecting an Antichrist to come as well, and they refer to him as the Dajjal. The Christians are the only ones who have the true understanding that Jesus is the Son of God, one with God, and the prophesied fulfillment of the Old Testament into the New, and we can see exactly where we're at in this point of history and where we're going into the future.
All right, I really appreciate what they've done, and I'll share the link below. But we've looked at the Abraham Accord before, so we understand. We know Trump. We would not trust him as far as we can throw, right? We know exactly who he is. He's a snake. He's told us. They're all club members. We get it, and you guys understand that as well. So I don't need to go any further than that into all these people. Interesting that Zelensky wore a suit the other day, I noticed. Wow. So what a show every day on the news. Just had to share that. Very interesting times we are living in. Just have a bucket close by because you never know what might get your stomach all upset, right? But we know that Jesus is the only way. And that's why I wanted to share that last bit that Sling and Stone had to stay there. All right. That's it for now. God bless you guys. Take care. Let's have a great rest of the week. And until next time.